It's Cricbuzz Chatter at the end of day one of the second test match from Christchurch. Lovely little ground there. You'd enjoy going there if you're a tourist. Not quite sure you'd enjoy going there if you're an Indian cricketer, because I'm afraid this was yet another day that you'd have to look back and say that New Zealand won. India had their moments. An 81-run partnership between Hanuma Vihari and Cheteshwar Pujara just looked like seizing the initiative. Then the dramatic collapse from 194 to 242 all out, and the inability to take a wicket towards the end. Simon Doull is there, of course. Simon, we'll start off with a word about India's batting. There were more contributions than there were in Wellington, but 3 half centuries. You're batting first. You want one of those to become a bigger score, don't you?
Yeah, you certainly do, Harsha. Evening to you from Christchurch. Sun's just going down. It's been another long day of test match cricket, I can tell you that much. But 3 half centuries, as you said, you want an 80, 90, 100. In that first innings, if it's 320 to 350, you say well and truly in the game. Even if New Zealand are 60 without loss at stumps, there's still an opportunity. But I just think that none of those players been able to go on with it, held the key, and New Zealand really bouncing back and picking up those last 4 or 5 wickets cheaply has got them well and truly in front in this game.
Some of the shots from India's batsmen, I mean, with Prithvi Shaw, a lot of the time the shots came off. It required a stunning catch by Latham to finish that, but you saw the Shaw shot. You saw Hanuma Vihari. I thought he was batting really well at that point, taking on the fast bowlers. Maybe it became a battle of me versus you. But the strange one was the Pujara shot. I mean, sometimes it just hits you when Pujara plays a shot like that, because he seemed pretty much in command, batting a little more briskly than before. You think there might have been a little word saying, you know what, you're better than that, get a move on?
I would hope not, Harsha, but he was a lot better than he was in Wellington. I'm talking about Pujara on this occasion. I thought he paced his innings quite nicely, and what happened was that guys at the other end were actually ticking the strike over. He was getting his ones when they were required. He was putting the bad ball away. I thought he was playing quite nicely, so I hope there wasn't a word to say get a move on. And Prithvi Shaw's case, I think that's how you'd want to see him play. In these sorts of conditions, I think he was reasonably calculated up front, and he put the bad ball away and was slightly aggressive. For Vihari against Wagner, you know what you're going to get. If you want to get into that battle, you know that if he gets you out, he's going to be in your face, and that was the case. He'll learn from that.
Now, inevitably, if your name is Virat Kohli, you attract attention, don't you? Because you attract attention as being the best batsman in the world. When it's going well, a couple of dismissals and everyone starts to worry. And then today, pretty much like the Philander dismissal in South Africa, outswing, one nips back in and the head falls over, is in front of the stumps. As a bowler, if you've got someone out 3 different ways, are you saying, look, I don't have one particular plan to get him out? Or are you saying, wow, I mean, there's more ways of getting him out than I thought?
Yeah, you are. You're saying a little bit of that. You're also saying it just takes good balls. It takes enough good deliveries at Virat Kohli. And every player at any stage or some stage in a long career, if you are at the top of your game, you're going to go through a little bit of a slump. You're going to find a time where things just aren't working out for you. You're not hitting the middle of the bat. You're going to get out. And every player who plays more than 40, 50, 60 test matches is going to find that time. This may just be Virat Kohli's time. He has to find a way. And he's diligent enough, and we know how hard he works at his game, to find a way out of it. Will he do it in these sorts of conditions? Possibly not. But he's got one more opportunity probably in the second innings.
Every time Kohli struggles a little bit, you wonder. And then, of course, came that collapse. And India picked a wicketkeeper and a spinner, largely because of their second skill, because they could bat better. But that collapse, it was just like a wave that took everyone with them.
Yeah, it was, and it was a real good end to the innings from a New Zealand point of view, and a poor end to the innings from India. When you're just short of, well, just before tea, wasn't it, 190 for 4, in a pretty strong position to maybe post 320, 330, 340, and then to be all out for just over 240, I think they'll look back upon that and say we did not finish that innings off well. We took some poor options at the back end, and we really let New Zealand back into this game. When you're sent in on a green surface and you post in excess of 300, that to me is a job well done. And New Zealand conditions in the last few years have proved that anything over 300 in the first innings of a test match is a very, very good achievement.
Yeah, India would be disappointed not getting a wicket towards the close. Ideally, in the amount of time India had, about 20 overs or so, they would have liked to get 2, maybe 3 wickets. That wasn't to be. Have New Zealand outbowled India? I know it's only day 1 of the test match, but did you expect India to do a little better? Is the absence of Ishant Sharma being felt, for example?
Yeah, the absence of Ishant is a big one, I think. I know Yadav has had some success. I don't think these conditions all that much to his liking. I mean, I know he does bowl well in Indian conditions as well. He gets that reverse swing late in the game. He bowls good, he gets nice skiddy, it skids on, he traps guys LBW on a regular occasion, but doesn't really swing the ball that much. That action's just starting to fall away again, and even later in that first spell, the ball was just tailing into the right-handers, which is not what you want from a shot.
Now, in the hot spot for Simon Doull and it concerns Virat Kohli, I guess when you're Kohli, you think there's a marginal decision, you're quite tempted to take the DRS. But Deepu, our statsman, tells us that the records are not looking great for Virat Kohli. 14 times he's gone to the DRS, 9 times wrong, 3 times is umpire's call. What do you do with Virat Kohli? Do you almost need to find a way to stop him from taking it?
You're not entitled to it, and he certainly wasn't entitled to it today. That was a terrible decision to take that one. I'll go back to the top as well. I think Mayank Agarwal's one was just as bad, to be honest. I mean, it hit him low down, right on middle and leg stump, and was crashing into leg stump. And Kohli's was even worse for mine. He was looking for a way to find maybe something from Pujara to say, you've got to go upstairs. I still don't think he actually got it because he waited till the last second before he went upstairs. It was a horror review. It didn't cost India at the end of the day, but some of those decisions may. It's there for the howler. It's there for a bad decision, one you've nicked and got onto your pads, or one has hit you really high. That was not a howler. That was a very good decision. They've made some good decisions through this test match already, the umpires. It was a bad review.
Yeah, and sometimes you rely too much on the non-striker, but I've always got sympathy with the non-striker. He's at a bit of an angle. How do you tell your own batsman, listen, off you go in case you're wrong? So it's always tricky being the non-striker on that in situations like that. Right now, fast forward, day 2, New Zealand have had pretty much the entire day to themselves on day 1. They've got set opening batsmen in. What do India do? Will the track start to ease up a little bit? Will the bounce become even as you go along? What can we look forward to day 2?
It'll certainly quicken up a little bit more tomorrow, so things will happen a little bit faster. They've got to make the most of the first 45 minutes to an hour tomorrow. They've got to nip one of the openers out and then get into Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor. If India can pick up 3 wickets in the first hour and 10 minutes tomorrow morning, they can be back into the game. If New Zealand bat for an hour and a half and only lose 1 wicket, I think India are going to be well and truly out of the game by the end of the day tomorrow. So first hour and 10 minutes, crucial. Pick up 3, get the ball a little bit fuller, set the field a little bit straighter, and make Latham and Blundell drive down the ground. Don't go short to Blundell. He'll punish you all day.
Right, thank you very much, Simon. We'll of course be back with Cricbuzz Chatter at the end of day 2. Take care.
Thanks very much, Harsh. Cheers.